Hey everybody, it's Junior Baseball Fanatic 12 here, and today I'll be doing a video response for Hugo, Signs of the Pastime. So he wanted us to show off our favorite or best pickups of 2023, and I thought what better day to do that than New Year's Eve. So recently, just the other day, I got to meet up with Hugo, and it was so great seeing you again. It was great meeting Julian as well, and Rob, Commenting Collectors, was there. So it was just amazing seeing you guys, and it's so much fun as always. And actually, when I met up with Hugo, he gave me this. This was in his For Collectors video response.
Here reminds me of my buddy Liam at Junior Baseball Fanatic 12. There are lots of similarities between Kenny and Liam. They're about the same age, 13, and Liam likes to wear his Kansas City Monarchs cap just like Kenny did in the movie.
And I guess let's start it off with my PC player. So as you all probably know, I'm a big Bo Bichette fan, and earlier in the year, I actually traded to get a 2016 First Bowman Chrome from Bowman Draft, Gem Mint 10 Bo Bichette. This is a gorgeous card. Really like this one. And then, of course, the rest of these pickups are going to all be ones that I picked up at the National. So, I know I've shown those off a lot, but I just love these cards. So, let's get Bo up on a stand. I do really like that one. So, next up, this is an 1880s Tobin Lithographs H804 through 22. It's a slide for home. Jim McCormick Middleton Silver Tea. This predates the tobacco cards. This is 1880s lithograph. And you can see it's stamped from the company Middleton's Silver Tea. And the only way to get these is sort of like a buybacker. So what you had to do was you had to buy their product and then send in proof that you bought their product, and they would send you back one of these cards. Now, this is only one of two that I could find out of any way I searched this card. This was only one of two, and this is the highest grade in 1.5. I picked this up our last day at the National. We were walking back to the front, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, this caught my attention. We sat talking with the dealer for a while, and he was explaining these, and I knew I couldn't walk away without getting this card.
Love the history of the game, and what a better video, not a better video to do it on, and Signs of the Pastime for Hugo, right? And what made it so significant about this player
is he's the first Scottish player to ever play in the major leagues. So I just had to have this card.
Must have been hard to play in a kilt.
Oh, man.
What are you going to go to next?
So...
Oh, that's right. You need to show off one other card, too. I'll go... You continue with your video, and I'll go locate it.
All right, so... Guess we're going to... This is really tough, because I love all of these cards. But I think... This next one I'm showing off is, quite frankly, one of my favorites. I have it displayed in my room at all times. So, let's grab that. There we go. This is a Perez Steel Buck Leonard autograph. My mom and I, we ran over to the National for just a quick, in the morning quickly before we went to the White Sox game. Because we did a few days at the National, and then we did the White Sox and the Cubs games. So before we went to the White Sox game, Mom and I ran over just to see if there was anything super cool. And I saw this in the case, a Buck Leonard autograph. You know, he was called the Black Lou Gehrig, and Josh Gibson being the Black Babe Ruth. And I love the Perez Steel artwork. It's just incredible. And have a Buck Leonard autograph. I'm a big Negro League fan, so this was really awesome. Got a nice deal on it last day at the National. this was just a super cool one.
Yeah, I love that one too. Well, Lou Gehrig's my favorite player of all time.
And
so-
I'll be honest, you probably, I don't know if we'll be getting a Lou Gehrig autograph anytime soon, so I mean, the next best thing.
Buck Leonard was one hell of a player. There's so many great players out that played in the Negro Leagues that just don't get their true just reward that they need, because these were some great players, and I'm glad that this is one area that you enjoy collecting, because they need all the recognition, or they should have the recognition that they truly deserve. So Buck Leonard, here's to you, buddy.
So we'll actually set this one up there as well. All right, now this next one is the one that Dad ran over to grab. And this one, it's one of those cards that you just couldn't pass up on. And this is a 1912 Recruit Little Cigars T207 Chief Bender. This is an SGC 5, but I mean, look at that. There's some markings on the sleeve that's in it, but just look at the color. There's just something about that brown background that just draws you in.
This was a beautiful card, front and back. It just was one of those cards that when you saw, you kind of walked away for a second, and then you're like, I can't leave without it.
Yeah, it was, I found this dealer had a lot of T206s, T205s, T207s. He was a really nice guy as well. I saw this one, I'm like, ooh, that's really cool, but I'm running low on money. Should I get it? So I turn around to speak with someone, and all of a sudden I'm like, hold on, we got to pause the conversation quickly.
Actually,
I turn around.
I think that someone wasn't it Rick?
Yeah, Vintage Oddball Cards,
Yeah.
Yeah, he came over to show us his Babe Ruths that he picked up.
Right. Oh, God. There's a guy, you go check out Rick's channel, but I will promise you better wear a bib, because you will be drooling when you go to Rick's channel, because his collection is just off the charts.
He had several Babe Ruths to show us, and he got one Babe Ruth in, and I'm like, yeah, give me a second. I turn around, I'm like, I want to buy this card. It was just something about it that once I saw it, I couldn't let it go. And I've wanted a Chief Bender for a while.
I know.
So that was
I love
perfect.
this card. That's a beautiful card.
All right. So, I mean, let's see. Next up, for those of you, I know a lot of you probably do know, but for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to collect the 1959 Topps baseball set. It's a very big set, but I'm getting there. I'm closer now thanks to Dylan Double D Vintage and Eric Four Leaf Cards, who sent me some very generous care package. And Sammy Thunder, of course. Adam's Card Closet sent me a few as well. So thanks to all of you guys, I'm getting really close. I've posted videos on that. I'll leave the link down below if you want to go check those out. But thanks to the generosity in this card community, I'm getting closer to completing that set. And probably the biggest card in that set was one I picked up at the National, and that's the 1959 Topps Bob Gibson PSA 3. This one and another card that I'm going to be showing off in a little bit were two cards that I went into the National saying, I'm buying these cards. These are the two cards I wanted. But of course, you go to the National and you spend more money than you were planning. Like, definitely was not planning on finding that, or that. But nonetheless, I'm so happy I was able to pick this Bob Gibson up.
And what was nice is you go in there with a game plan, like Liam said. You go in there with the budget, and you say, hey, this is what I want to spend for this card. And boy, if you can walk away paying less than what you were anticipating paying, you did well. And that's what afforded you the opportunity to get some of these, because you were able to work your magic and get some good deals.
I'll be honest, I had my low price, what I wanted to pay on this, and I asked the guy, I'm like, do you have room? And he ended up saying, like, I had one price where I'm like, okay, I think I'm comfortable there. I would prefer it here. And I'm like, do you have any room on it? And he goes to the one that I prefer. And I was like, wow, that worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely buying this Bob Gibson. And this is another card. It's just something about it. I've always loved this card. The pink border. And, Bob Gibson, one of the greatest pitchers. So I'm just so happy to have that card. Now, these next two sort of go together, and it's also Negro League related, but arguably one of the greatest pitchers, and that is Satchel Paige. This is same thing. There's just something about this card. It's a 1953 top Satchel Paige, and I've wanted this one for several years now. I've had my eye out, and I knew that this one, I could not leave the National without picking this card up. And I saw several, and I'm like, maybe I could do it, but they just weren't ones I loved. And right as I was ready, you know what? Maybe I'll settle. James, Elite Hunters, sends me a message. He's like, Liam, you've got to get over to this booth right now because there's a gorgeous 1953 top Satchel Paige that I think you'll love. Now, it's a PSA 3, but just look at that. As most of you guys always say, it's about the card, not the slab, and I couldn't agree more with this card.
But this one's also about the card, too, because James did a great job, and you look at the centering of that card for a 3. I mean, that is a beautiful card. And this is why you love the card community, because it literally, everybody was looking out there for Liam because they knew what he wanted to pick up. And if anybody was at a booth, at a table, and they saw a card, boop, the phone would ding and come over to this booth. Look what I found. So what a great group of individuals, and they don't get much better than James, that's for sure.
So thank you so much, James. Like I said, this is a gorgeous card, and I don't know if I would have been able to find it without James, because let me tell you, that was a maze. It was a maze in there.
Yeah, the National. If you didn't write down on a little bit of a map and kind of coordinates of where you were, sometimes you could never find the booth you were just at.
I mean, you take a right, you're in a different area. You take a left, you're not in the same area you were in. It's just, it was crazy.
Oh, I think it was so huge. I think we were in different zip codes at one end of the show to the other.
And this next one is also Satchel Paige, but this was not something I thought I would pick up. This was the last of my money at the National. And this is a first day cover Satchel Paige autograph. And this was awesome. I only saw, I think, 2 of these at the National. This one and one that was encapsulated with artwork. This is just amazing. So the 40 years, Cooperstown. Satchel Paige autograph. Now, I actually did send this in to get authenticated. This type of envelope, postcard, you already know.
Right,
it's authenticated.
Right. But you wanted it slabbed.
But I just wanted it slabbed so it was protected. And I just love this. And I think displaying these two together is just incredible.
And we know Hugo, this is one of the things he wants to try and pick up possibly this year, is he was talking to you, right?
Yeah.
And he said, what did he want to pick up?
He's collecting those Negro Leagues, but he wants a Satchel Paige auto.
Yeah.
But, yeah, those were probably my best pickups and my favorite pickups of 2023. The National was such a blast. It was so amazing meeting you all. And, yeah, this card community is amazing, and I'm so happy that I decided to start my channel all those years ago.
Yeah, coming up on 4 years.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day will be 4 years. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I do want to say my next big thing I'm doing is January 12th, my birthday. I'll be doing a big live stream. I'll be showing off some cool cards, just talking about sort of what I want to do in the new year. Just having a chat with you guys in the card community and ripping a lot of product. I've been saving up a ton of really nice stuff, some really cool things. So I'd love for you all to check it out. I've actually posted the live stream. If you go to my live stream tab, you can hit like the remind me banner, but that'll be a lot of fun. And thank you to Hugo for giving me another excuse to show off my favorite cards. And like I said, it was so great meeting you, Rob, and Julian. Thank you again for this card. I really do love it. And so I hope you all enjoyed. So, thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.